Here at Lens Crackers, we can crack your fine, high-quality eyewear in less than an hour. Our trained technicians use only the best equipment to crack your fine quality eyewear. So remember, Lens Crackers, we can crack them in less than an hour. Welcome back to Truth Quest. My name is Aaron Moriarity. I will be your host, and we're going on a quest for truth together. Oh, it's such a mystical, magical world, isn't it now? Oh, yes, it is, and I'm pretty darn excited because all my friends are here, or most of them, and hopefully they'll all be shuffling in soon here, and we got quite a few of them already. And I got to say right off the bat, I'm really excited about this April 3rd. I think it was April 3rd or April 6th. The Bob Lazar story's coming out, and it looks fabulous and probably the best use of AI to reproduce exactly what he saw. And I just think it's great. He's the ultimate alien technology whistleblower, and highly credible and very believable. And boy, it's just an incredible journey since 1989 to now. This movie should have come out then, and the world should have already changed. I think it has changed a little bit, but there's just been too much held back. And so, yeah, I'm very excited about it. Well, let's go on over to Chatlandia. And yeah, we had 33.2 inches of snow in the last few days. And they're not used to dealing with this much snow around here. And the roads are still very hard to travel. And so, yeah, it's a challenge. It's a challenge. So let's go on over to Chatlandia and see who's all over there. You can see over my shoulder here, some of our Chatlandians are chatting about here. And so let's see. Over there on Rumble, over here on Rumble, I should say, it's Weiss123. That's Catherine Weiss. She says, hi, Aaron. She's one of our Ultra mods. And then she also says, I'll be over on YouTube tonight. And then Kathy also says, hi, Peggy. Because she knows Peggy's going to be there. Isn't that nice? And then I said, hi, Kathy. Okay. Thumbs up. And then I said hi to Kathy before she said hi to me over on YouTube. That's hard to do, but I did it. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. And look, why, it's Peggy Dancer, another one of our Ultra mods, and she's over there on YouTube. Why is that so hard to say? I really took YouTube out of my head when they kicked me off for life. When they let me back on, it's like, ooh, am I really there? Is this going to last? I don't know. So a hard time remembering to say YouTube. I didn't think I'd ever have to say it again, you know? And she says, hi, Aaron. Hi, Catherine Weiss. I'll be on Rumble. And she gives a heart. And then Cap 78 Packs back there, over here on Rumble. Hi, Aaron. Hi, Weiss123, Kathy. I'll be here tonight. And I said, hi, Cap 78 Pack. Okay. We got the best ultra mods, if you haven't noticed. And then I said, hi, Peggy, over there on YouTube, and the portrait, the phone version of the show, I guess you'd say. And then I said, hi, Kathy, over there on the phone portrait version. And look who's here. It's our longtime friend, Chroniviewer. Greetings and salutations. Well, thank you very much. Salutations. There's a big word. All right, Cap 78 Pack. Peggy Dancer says, greetings, Chroniviewer, and gives a heart. Look at that. And I said, hi, Chroniviewer. And my keyboard's not working again. It works. It doesn't work. It's temperamental. I got to say, my keyboard's temperamental. It's 90% temper, 10% mental. Temperamental, I would say. All righty, Aphrodite. And then Kathy says, hi, Aaron, over there on YouTube. And then Chroniviewer says, hello, Cap 78 Pack. Chroniviewer says. And then Kathy says, hi, Peggy, over there on the portrait YouTube. And then Chroniviewer says, hello, Aaron, at TruthQuest, Aaron Moriarty. Well, thank you very much. Oh boy, it did it again. This trackpad. It's my nemesis. All right. Catherine Weiss says, hi, Peggy. I got to make sure that, man, I don't know. I think the world was a better off place without touch screens and trackpads. I think that the world was better before those things. That's my personal opinion. And Kathy says, hi, Chroniviewer, over there on YouTube. And then, oh, look, it's the BK. The BK's here. And here we are again. Greetings, TQs, Truth Questers. Good to see you here, buddy. That's my old classmate over in Mound, Westonka, Mound, Minnesota, where all the Indian burial mounds are. And we lived on top of one of those Indian burial mounds, and there was arrowheads every time it rained. So many of them, I never even picked one of them up. Oh, too many of these. These are a dime a dozen. I should have picked them up. I should have saved them. What was I thinking? Hi, the BK. All caps. Because that's what happens when my keyboard goes on the fritz. Shift doesn't work. So if I want capitals, I got to do caps lock, then unlock, and lock, and unlock. It's just one of those things. And then Kathy puts this out. Please like and share this video with your friends, family, and social media. Hit the old thumbs up. You could pretend like it's the 70s and you're hitchhiking again. Thumbs up helps the old algorithm, the algo beat, and the algo melody. All of those algo things that we really don't know what they are. I don't even know if AI knows. Do you think? AI is going off the hinges. You hear about that? Oh my goonie. And then Chroniviewer says, hi, Kathy. And then Kathy says, hi, at the BK. I had to make sure mine worked. Oh, look who's here again. Our other friend, Lucid Heart Evolution. Hey, everyone. Good to see you again, Lucid Heart. And I got to say hi to her, too. Hi, Lucid. Oh. Gosh, this YouTube. I'm telling you. Alrighty, Aphrodite. And then Kathy says, hi, Lucid Heart Evolution. And then Cap 78 back says, hi, at the BK. Then I said, hi, the BK. Then I said, hi, Lucid Heart. All righty then. Excuse me. Boy, I better get some more coffee. I'm coughing, so I need more coffee, right? Maybe that's what's making me cough. Coffee? Cough-y? No clue, Mr. Magoo. No clue. All righty, Aphrodite. Well, let's go on over to, where are we going? You guessed it. The land of Zuckers, where there's a Zucker born every minute, of course. Where are we talking about? It's that crazy little place over there on the intranet called, oh, there it is, Facebookorama. Alrighty then, here we are. We're over here in the land of Zuckers. There's a Zucker born every minute. And there's Bob Lazar back in the day, 89, looking at, or 88, when he worked near Area 51 at S4. And yes, I got the model kit here. Here's the model kit, S4, UFO revealed. Oh, I got 2 of these when they came out. They're not in print anymore. But yeah, and that's what I show at the end of every show is the sport model, the alien craft that, or a model of it by testers. They only build real things. They don't do model kits and fake things. Has to be real. And this is very real. And boy, we're going to look at the trailer coming up, and that's exciting. That's a high point of the show here. Odd but effective psychology trick. Did you hear about this? Back in the 70s, what this psychologist did? Joe Drummerboy, a psychology experiment reversed the age of 8 men by shifting their mindset. Let's listen to this. This is really fascinating, and I can believe it. And it's why I live in the past. Oh.
One of the strangest experiments ever in psychology, and it still messes with people's understanding of aging today. She invited 8 men in their late 70s and early 80s to spend a week at a retreat, but this wasn't a formal retreat. When the men arrived, something felt off. The magazines were from 1959. The radio played music from the 50s. The TV showed old black and white programs. Every detail of the environment had been turned 20 years into the past. And here's the twist. The men weren't told to remember 1959. They were told to live as if it were 1959. They spoke about their careers in the present tense. They talked about world events like they had just happened. And they carried their own luggage, cleaned up after meals, and moved around like they used to. For a full week, they stopped seeing themselves as elderly. And something unexpected happened. Their bodies started to change. Tests before and after the retreat showed improvements in vision, hearing, grip strength, memory, flexibility, and posture. Even arthritis symptoms improved. Independent observers looked at the photos of the men before and after the experiment. On average, they said the men looked 2 years younger after just 1 week of time traveling back. No medication, no surgery, just a shift in environment and mindset. Now, this doesn't mean you can simply think yourself young forever, but the study suggested something very powerful. Your body may be listening to the story your mind tells about what is possible. In fact, I believe it's always listening to that. And here's the part that hits a little closer to home. Think about how often you say things like, I'm too old for that. My back just does that now. I can't move like I used to. Your body hears those sentences, and sometimes it obeys. But imagine, even for a moment, what would happen if you stopped rehearsing the story of decline. What if you gave your body the same message those men received for a week? You're still capable. Your mind might not be the only thing that changes. And if this idea intrigued you, follow along, because sometimes the biggest limits in life aren't in your muscles or your age. They're in the quiet assumptions you stopped questioning.
There you go. How do you like that? I guess that's why I listened to Boston, the first album, like a lot, and I listen to old music. It just makes me feel young. And I'll keep on feeling young. And you want to see what it looks like here in Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, over here in Door County, with 33 inches of snow. Here's a little bit from Destination Sturgeon Bay. There's usually on-street parking here, but obviously there's nowhere to park now. So, yeah. Isn't that wild? Crazy, you might even say. Reminds me of the Great Storm of 75. Fascinating. And Cap 78 Pack says, hi, Lucid Heart Revolution. I think that's both. Thanks, Destination Sturgeon Bay, for that. And Nick Shirley's at it again. He's over there in California. And he's he's shaking it up out there.
Without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential business partner to try and become a multi-millionaire in hospice.
We know that hospice is a very lucrative business, so I joined a business partner right here. His name's Darren, and we're here outside the Hospice Consultants, and we would like to start our own hospice today. We're just two young men who want to become millionaires here inside the United States, and it seems like the only way to do it nowadays is by committing fraud.
Without them even knowing, that's more valuable than giving them their credit card number.
Correct.
In fact, in LA, there's locations that will teach you how to open up your own hospice center. So I went there with a potential.
Isn't that nice? Thanks, Nick Shirley, doing the job that the reporters are supposed to do. He's doing a better job. And here's Ronald Reagan. Let's hear what he has to say.
I have to interrupt right here and tell you that one of my visits, I won't name him, I don't want to embarrass him, but one of the heads of state that I met with on this visit, he gave me one while I was on the way. Told me the story about the two fellows in the Soviet Union that were walking down the street, and the one of them says, have we really achieved full communism? Is this it? Is this now full communism? And the other one said, oh, hell no, things are going to get a lot worse. I have to interrupt right here and tell you that one of my visits.
Isn't that good? I wonder who told him that. Probably China. Who knows? Oh, Anthony Brock is back. Anthony Brock, round 53, St. Paddy's Day. Let's see what happens. I bet the goat's going to win.
Welcome to round 53. My Irish friends think the goat doesn't stand a chance today. Let's see who's boss.
Legend says, whoever guards the gold can't be touched.
Luck of the Irish, my arse. What's next? Welcome to round 53. My Irish friends.
That didn't work out very good either. Nothing seems to work out with that darn goat. The underwater UFO rescue. Listen to this. It's just a partial story of this. But it's very interesting from this person here, Claire. Let's check it out. Oops. We're going to stop this.
When he turned it over, he saw a completely different morphology. The features were different. Everything was different. He picked it up in his arms, and he was wading on this underwater surface that was now rising. It came up above the water level, and a black tower rose out of the center out of it, and a door opened in the side, and another being in a suit just like the one in his arms came out and took the second one out of his arms and took it down inside. Then he came right back to the door of the little tower and thanked him for rescuing his fellow. The family spent the night in the chalk in the third channel, so when the aliens emerged again in the morning, they moved him a little closer out of the channel, to a side of the channel, and submerged again after taking him aboard. They set him in front of viewing screens and showed him how to use controls to zoom and pan on images that came up on the screen. and then they allowed him to ask questions. When he looked to his right, there was a curved blue glass window with 3 or 4 of these creatures, just like the one that he had rescued, facing him through the glass, watching him ask the questions, and they were using some controls and bringing images up on the viewing screens for him to observe. When he asked about their living, how they lived, they brought up images of their apartment complexes, their homes, even the interiors of their homes. When he asked about their commercial facilities, they showed him shopping centers in their apartment complexes. He asked about agriculture. They showed him automated agricultural systems that produced all the foodstuffs automatically. They told him that the land surface of their planet was less than ours, that there was about 20% land surface, where ours was about 35%. When he turned it over, he saw a completely different morphology. The features were different, everything was different. He picked it up in his arms and he was wading on this underground.
Isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? I just think that's awesome. Yeah, underwater aliens. How do you like that? Are they aliens? Here's Gary McKinnon, of course. He kind of old-fashioned hacked into, didn't really hack, the computers at NASA or the government were new, and they had no password set, so he got into them. And he found amazing stuff with UFO information. So much so that he got in a lot of trouble legally, but he was never extradited from England. Check this out.
But this spreadsheet was titled non-terrestrial officers. So not on the Earth, which isn't necessarily alien. It could just mean space-based Marines or, secret space force. And that was incredible. It had ship names. It had materiel, the military spelling, not material. And it was transfers of weird chemicals like molybdenum and other weird things that are hard to pronounce. Ship-to-ship transfers and fleet-to-fleet transfers. And at the time, I looked up the ship names thinking US Navy, must be boats. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. And the ship names, I was expecting like USS Lincoln or, Navy ships, but there was none of that. And it wasn't Google at the time. I think it was Alta Vista, one of the biggest search engine at the time. And none of it was seagoing vessels.
Isn't that interesting? Gary McKinnon.
But this spreadsheet.
Interesting. Too interesting. Mark Wayne Mullen just revealed that his son suffered an awful brain injury during the 2020 election. And despite his busy schedule, President Trump called his son every day and helped him recover mentally. The media will never tell you about this. They want you to think that Trump is Hitler. And one of my friends here, Chris Kaiser, nothing makes up for raping little girls. Well, Trump never did. Okay. She's a libtard, of course. There's a bunch more replies. I'm not even going to show it to you. Here is that Bob Lazar movie trailer. We got to go over to X to do it. Let's go on over there. Okay, wonder what would happen if I hit full screen. I'm not gonna chance it. Here we go. You ready? This is pretty cool. I gotta try and make it a little bigger. That makes it bigger. Good. All right, here it is. Jesse Michaels shared this. Are you ready? Here it is. Too Cool for School, April 3rd, 2026. Available on Amazon worldwide. Well, there you go, and there you have it. April 3rd. Wow. Best use of AI I've ever seen. And did you notice when he put his hand on that thing? This hand reader, it reads the length of the bones in your hand and everything. It's every hand is unique, so it's like a fingerprint, but it's the bones. And someone found a picture of that very unit that he'd been talking about since the late 80s, and they show it in the show. So it's amazing. I'm really excited about this. Oh, no sound because I'm not sharing it. No sound. I got sound there. Oh, no sound on the show? No way. We'll have to watch it again. Really, no sound? How can that be? No sound. Oh. Let me see. Stop sharing. Let's try it again. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Give me a 5x5 if you can hear me right now. Okay. Let's see if this is going to work. Yes, we can hear you. 5x5. Okay, thanks, Chroniviewer. But not in the movie. Okay, I'm going to play this again. Tell me if you hear anything right away, all right?
Physical evidence now exists which proves that there is life elsewhere, and at least one form of that life has been here. As of 1989, that evidence was in the custody of the United States government. Between December of 1988 and April of 1989, I worked as a senior staff physicist in what has to be the most secret project in history. My job in this program was to be part of a back engineering team. This particular disk appeared to be in excellent condition, and because of its sleek appearance, I nicknamed it the Sport Model. The goal in this program was to see if the technology of the disk could be duplicated with Earth materials. To start up the reactor, of course, we need some element 115. In fact, you need 223 grams, machined into a wedge like this. The program out at S4 consisted of 3 projects: Project Galileo, Project Sidekick, and Project Looking Glass.
The file on top was Project Galileo, and as it turned out, that's the project that I was part of. And that clearly referred to reverse engineering a recovered alien spacecraft.
Just cannot be a secret from anyone, not just the American people, but the rest of the world.
All this stuff is something that happened to him. It's not who he is.
They're doing everything they can to keep this information secret.
That's empirical evidence. I saw a craft to do that, thanks to him.
Now this story spills, and the world changed.
As for the Bob Lazar story, fantastic. And did you see that hand reader? Let's see if we can find it here. Oops. Yeah, this right here. See, it has like grooves here. You put your hand on here and it measures, like light comes up and it measures how big your bones are. And this was what he described that no one had ever seen before, but a researcher found a picture of it, and it does exist. So another verification of his story. So cool. Too cool. For school. And let's go back over here. Thanks, Bob Lazar. You're rocking it. Nick Shirley exposes California hospice fraud. Yeah, we saw that. Been there, done that. Nicholas Hulsher put this out. Breaking all major artificial intelligence systems, SuperGrok, ChatGPT-5, and Google Gemini independently concluded that vaccines cause autism after analyzing our landmark 82-page study. Isn't that good? Well, there you go. Little AI verification there of that interesting bit of knowledge. And who put this out? Anita King put this out. Sex with children is not a sexual orientation. There is no such thing as a young adult. It's called a child. Don't let pro-pedophile groups normalize sexual behavior with children. Share this post if you agree that pedophiles deserve the death penalty. Yes, they deserve the death penalty twice. Twice, just to make sure. Terrible. Childhood is sacred. You should never destroy a childhood. It's a horrible thing to do. The worst thing you can do. Terrifying. Unbelievable that people are like that. Unbelievable. StopWorldControl.com. Without Trump, we would all still be in lockdown. With ongoing vaccine mandates, extreme censorship, unbelievable tyranny, masks, unhindered corruption, and no future, many of us would have disappeared in quarantine camps, yes. Never to be heard from again, yes. And the world would be transformed into a massive prison camp. We have no idea what Trump saved the world from. We have no idea. Well, we have a pretty good idea from that. Thanks for that info. Never forget how easy it was for them to manipulate people into going full retard. Yes, they were showing their retardability, retardedness. Oh, here's some good news. Steak and Shake. Now, they must be West Coast or something. I don't think I've ever seen those out here. Claims industry first with launch of 100% beef tallow tater tots. Well, that's awesome. And I think a lot of people are going to be doing that. And because, hey, French fries just taste better in beef tallow. And they're better for you. Better for you. Oh, did you hear this? Donald Trump put this out. Okay. The United States has been informed by most of our NATO allies that they don't want to get involved with our military operation against the terrorist regime of Iran in the Middle East. This despite the fact that almost every country strongly agreed with what we are doing and that Iran cannot in any way, shape, or form be allowed to have a nuclear weapon. I am not surprised by their action, however, because I always considered NATO, where we spend hundreds of billions of dollars per year protecting these same countries, to be a one-way street. We will protect them, but they will do nothing for us in particular in the time of need. Unfortunately, we have decimated Iran's military. Their navy is gone, their air force is gone, and their anti-aircraft and radar is gone. And perhaps most importantly, their leaders at virtually every level are gone. Dust in the wind. Never to threaten us or Middle Eastern allies or the world again, because of the fact that we have had such military success. We no longer need or desire the NATO countries' assistance. We never did. Likewise, Japan, Australia, and South Korea, in fact, speaking as President of the United States of America, by far the most powerful country anywhere in the world, we do not need the help of anyone. Thank you for your attention to this matter. President Donald J. Trump. Don't you love it? Don't you love it? Just saw a video of a white liberal woman saying the new American dream is leaving the country. She moved to Switzerland. It's a 93% white and has stricter immigration laws than here. We even have They even have immigration checkpoints. Enter illegally. You are immediately placed in detention centers, which the left calls concentration camps. She moved to a white country with strict immigration laws to get away from racist Trump and protect her peace. The irony is completely lost on these morons. Totally. Look at this. Samples returned from Ryagoo contain all 5 nucleobases, just like from asteroid Bennu. The find suggests that life's ingredients could have come from outside Earth. Well, you know what else? Look at the shape of this thing. And now look at a supercube. It's the shape of things to come. Look at that supercube. It's being mimicked in space by a big asteroid. What do you think about that? Hey, I think it's too cool for school. It's hip to be square. That's right. And look at this. Wow, 689 severe tornado warnings were issued from March 15th through the 16th during a severe weather outbreak sequence that impacted numerous regions. Look at this. Wow. That's a lot of tornadoes. Tornado. And look at this. There's Saturn. Cosmic Background Studios, the planet Saturn captured during its closest approach to Earth from the top of a parking garage in the heart of Los Angeles, California. How do you like that? Look at that. Saturn. Some of its moons. Look at that. How do you like that? Oh, did you hear about this? Meteors are just flying everywhere. Get your catcher's mitt and keep looking to the skies. You might be lucky. Well, you might have a titanium reinforced catcher's mitt. I'm not sure. Maybe you won't want to risk it. Maybe you should just wear a metal helmet. Stay indoors or something. But that's where meteors have hit. Look at that. All over. Look, right in the middle of the mitten and all around the mitten of Michigan. They should call it Mittingen. Don't you think? Don't you think? Oh, did you hear about this? Federal bill introduced to strip COVID-19 vaccine manufacturers of liability protection. Hey, good idea. So strip that liability and let the lawsuits begin. They made trillions of dollars, and they're going to have to refrain from spending it because they're going to have to give it all back because they did a bad thing. They did a very evil thing, and they should pay. They should pay. And I hope this bill goes through. That would be great. That would be great. Enough is enough. It's time to put a permanent end to the LGBTQ propaganda being pushed on our children in schools. Do you agree? I agree, 100%. It's disgusting. They should never do it. Trump says he can leave NATO without Congress. I'm disappointed in NATO. I can make that decision myself. Oh, good. Bongino puts this up. Breaking the Save America Act has advanced in the U.S. Senate 51-48. Keep fighting. John Searle invented anti-gravity tech. And looks like Jay Bying's here. Good to see you here. Let's listen to about John Searle.
John Searle was one of the godfathers of what they call free energy.
The original designs that he had were 14 feet in diameter. He built smaller ones that were maybe 3 feet in diameter. He claims that the smaller one was sufficient just for electrical output. But as he progressed to 3 rings, he found he could actually get it speeding up to such a degree that not only the high voltage was present, but also the lifting capability was all of a sudden spontaneously present.
As the 3-ring generator produced significantly more electricity, its anti-gravity effects became incredibly stronger.
He tried to hold it with a 60-ton cable that was bolted into his cement floor in his work area. So he figured that will surely hold it down. And John Searle said that it snapped the 60-ton cable, blasted through his roof, leaving a hole in his roof, hovered over his house, glowing silently. Birds dropped to the ground. People's tiles on their roofs, he said, were rippling. And everybody's radio sets in the entire town came on full blast, whether they were plugged in or not. John Searle was one of the godfathers of what they call free.
Isn't that wild? And he lived to a ripe old age. My question is, how come nothing ever happened with it? How come? Or did it go deep underground? Did they steal it from him and just went dark, like black projects? I don't know. He's from England. He was a genius. Democrat mayor arrested on child sex crime charges. Imagine that. Well, it keeps happening to those Dems. Gee, it's almost like a pattern. John Fitzgerald Kennedy Jr. put this out. Declassified CIA MKUltra document openly discusses drugging entire populations, substances placed in food, water, Coca-Cola, alcohol, cigarettes, even vaccinations to slowly induce anxiety, hopelessness, tension, and depression over time. This isn't a theory. This isn't a fiction. This is real government paperwork. This is only page 1. Yeah, and I also heard that recently these evil people that have more money than anybody else, they can just do whatever they want. They have apparently, I don't have any proof of this, but I heard that someone got a hold of yeast, like controlling the yeast, and they synthesized to something fake in it, and they put it in beer, bread, everything else. It's anything processed. It's getting hard to trust anything these days, isn't it? Getting so hard. So hard to trust. As Vladimir Putin said, the vampire ball is over. Those who harm children and attempt to disrupt the family unit will feel the wrath of the Russian bear. The holy war is upon those vile creatures who prey on our children. That's a good post there. Thanks, Christy Thomas. And this is from this OVNI, this Spanish-speaking site about UFOs. Check it out. This is random UFO footage. Texas. 2012. And there it is. Showing you where these are in daylight. Look at that. Well, how do you like them apples? Alrighty. And happy birthday to Kurt Russell. He was the Jungle Boy on Gilligan's Island. He was the computer who wore tennis shoes, a Disney movie, and in countless other features. And a great actor and a great guy. And he was the pilot that called in and reported seeing the Phoenix Lights. I think it was the Phoenix Lights when he was flying his son somewhere because he has a license to fly. And he called that in and he completely forgot about it over the years. And then decades later, he comes home and his wife, Goldie Hawn, is watching a TV show about UFOs and they're talking about the case. He said, "Hey, wait a minute. I was that pilot." They said, anonymous pilot called. It was him. He made the report. So he's got a UFO connection. And his first movie appearance was in an Elvis movie in 1962. It happened at the World's Fair. So happy birthday to him. He's 75. The last trustworthy newscast ever shown. Remember Hee Haw? This is such a good, funny show. Oh, yeah. Like a country news channel there in the chicken coop. So funny. That was good humor. Good humor. 1970s style. China executes 3 convicted child sex offenders in public as an example of zero tolerance. Good for you, China. You're doing something right there. That's awesome. And here's a little happy St. Patrick's Day with a stylized Snoopy. And, you know, my granddaughter, Chloe, loves Snoopy. She calls him Doopy because she's 1. Doopy. And so I'll draw Doopy, Snoopy, and I'll get the head done and the ear and the eye, and she goes, Doopy, Doopy, Doopy. Oh, she gets so excited. Just drawing Snoopy. Easy character to draw too. And 31 states look to clear skies, massive tipping point, bombshell. Yeah, 31 states defy the skies. America moves to ban geoengineering. So in all of those 31 states, They're going to try and put a halt to it. However, I think there's a bunch of rich people that want to like kill us all off, maybe because they have underground facilities or off-planet facilities. I don't know. Look at Walk Away put out, driving the snakes out of America. Look at that. Just like St. Patrick. Look at that. That's pretty good. And just the news, Donald Trump for president bombshell, U.S. intelligence knew in February 2020 that China breached voter registration databases and buried it for over 6 years. So John's bringing out the big guns, and all of this information's coming out now. It's uncovered. China interfered in the 2020 election. Chris Wray kept it from you. And now it's out. Isn't that nice? Dr. Jan Halper Hayes, the executive order they hid from you on February 14th, 2026. Trump signed executive order 14291. No press conference, no announcement, buried on page 47 in the Federal Register. Title, Freezing Assets of Persons Engaged in Transnational Criminal Organizations Targeting American Sovereignty. It gives the DOJ authority to freeze all assets of any individual funding illegal immigration networks, seize properties used to coordinate political interference through foreign-funded NGOs, and detain them. Look at that. Oh, I invented a thought-controlled air freshener. My wife told me it was dumb, but it makes sense when you think about it. Of course, I don't have a wife. This is from Dad Jokes. There you go. That's pretty good. Makes sense when you think about it. It's a thought-activated air freshener. How do you like that? And there's our last show with their very generous Gerald. Of course, he's the king of the bottlenose dolphins, working on that underwater city. You know, I don't know how many. He keeps calling me, wants me to work down there. I'm like, I don't have flippers. Sorry, I can't do it. Can't hold my breath that long, dude. But thanks for the offer. Oh, look at this. Me as a parent trying to hide my snacks from the unemployed, lazy people in my house. The kids. He or she is eating a ice cream sandwich with a piece of lettuce in front of it. Gee, Dad, you keep eating that lettuce, but there's no bites taken out of it. Oh, I just thought that was hilarious. Dad jokes, of course. Why not? A North Carolina town was named Why Not? Because exhausted residents just wanted the name meeting to end. Why not? Let's go to Why Not? Why not? That's a great name for a town, if you ask me. Can't think of a better one. Anthony Brock again? Oh, my goonie. Who is the boss? Round 52. Boot camp?
Here's round 52. Comments think that boot camp will fix this goat. Let's see who's boss.
You maggots don't have what it takes. You're weak. Damn it, Remy.
Damn. Court-martialed on the first day. What's next? Here's round 52.
They all seem to end kind of the same. Oh, and there's that. Wait a minute. Didn't we already went through all this. We're all done with that, folks. Dolphin Gate. Yes, Dolphin Gate. Boy, I really hope that story is true, you know, because I haven't heard any more other than people covering the same things that were said. You know, who knows? Nobody knows. No clue, Mr. Magoo. We'll have to all go down and go scuba diving, maybe risk being abducted by some, you know, people needing bottlenosed dolphins. That can be a problem. It can be a problem. Well, all right. You know what that means? It means we got to go over to X and see what's shaking over there, shall we now? Well, here we are over on X marks the spot, and there's that great thumbnail from that S4, the Bob Lazar story. Fantastic. I'm so glad that they did this. And boy, I wish they would have made this movie back in 89 or 90 or something, but hey, better late than never, right? Gosh, so cool. And this, I cannot vouch for the authenticity of this footage either. It's something that's been around since 1991, so let's check it out. Yeah, we don't need that dramatic music in the background. But, 1991, okay, well, that could be just someone holding a pole with lights on it, moving it up and down, or maybe early drones, or maybe it's a UFO. Who knows, right? It could be an alien UFO piloted by scientists, like at S4. That they flew that one like every Wednesday or on Wednesdays. It's really hard to make anything out. It's so blurry, So there's that, and there's a still. That's an interesting picture, but yeah, it's just a fuzzy picture, right? Hard to hang your hat on any of those fuzzy footages. Oh, Donald Trump, Representative Lauren Boebert put this out. Just gonna leave this right here. Donald Trump truthed. Kill FISA. It was illegally used against me and many others. They spied on my campaign. DJT. Yeah, they should get rid of FISA. Oh, here is an interview with Arsenio Hall with this woman, Martha Wash. Check this out.
We're not going for it.
And you're suing them right now, right?
RCA, as far as the black box thing has been concerned.
Oh, yeah, that's settled. But there's another. Oh, yeah, because there's that CNC Music Factory video, and you're not in that video either.
No.
But that part that we really know, would you just say, everybody, sing that part so they'll know. If you can hit that note.
Everybody
Yeah!
yes! We're not going for it.
And you're suing them.
That power of that voice. Everybody dance. That's so iconic. Good for you, Arsenio Hall, for having her on. That's great. That was actually a really good show. I enjoyed that show. In 1998, sorry, Helen Hunt won the Oscar for As Good as It Gets. Her speech thanked a woman no one knew, Miss Eleanor, my childhood teacher. Eleanor had been fired in 1975 for giving Helen, a struggling dyslexic kid, extra tutoring instead of failing her. Lost her career defending one student. Hunt's $3 million Oscar bonus, she gave every penny to Eleanor, who'd been working retail for 23 years. Eleanor cried. Helen, this is too much. Hunt's response, you sacrificed your career. I'm giving you the one you earned. Eleanor opened a dyslexia learning center that helped 2,000 kids before she died in 2019 at the age of 87. What a very awesome story. Thanks, Thursday, for putting that out. I like that. See that there's good things to talk about. It's always good things to talk about. Oh, this is funny. Did you hear about this? We're so lucky to have Trump. He's so funny. Many are asking about why we have registered a domain titled aliens.gov. Although it it does have something to do with extraterrestrials. It might not be in the way that you think. I am, of course, talking about the massive invasion of illegal aliens into our country. This website will be designed for all patriots throughout the country to see and mock the Haitians, Indians, Pakistanis, Mexicans, etc. etc. Our wonderful ICE agents have been able to apprehend and deport since the beginning of my term. There will even be a separate section dedicated to aliens we have arrested and executed. Arresticute? He's making up words too. Arresticuted. During our deportation efforts for the real bad hombres, I pronounce the silent letters. They're being discriminated against, let's just face it. Hombres. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. Donald J. Trump. Oh, yeah. Too cool for school. And look at this. That was airborne. And he saved it. It didn't flip or anything. That's amazing. Okay, look. He's only got one tire on the ground now. And he tipped up so far that it activated his parachutes. Or maybe he did. Okay, all wheels are off the ground now. He's flying in a Camaro. But somehow he got it to not flip over. Oh, man. See, this is why women live longer than men. So scary. Wow. Man. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Watch out for that lift. Watch out for that lift. Oh, listen to this. This is interesting.
But long story short, got to the neoantigen selection, and it's actually possible to take the antigens we discovered and you just paste them into what I did is I just pasted them into Gemini, and it gives you back a vaccine construct. But I double checked it with Grok, and Grok actually found some errors in it and corrected them, and the final vaccine construct was developed by Grok. I was also using Grok throughout the process as well. So long story short, I had this vaccine construct, but long story short, got to the neoantigen selection.
So he had his dog had cancer, so he used AI to develop a vaccine for the cancer, and I guess it worked. See, this is how AI needs to be used. Also, we need to use AI to scrub every bit of smut off of the internet and constantly do it. If someone posts something, boom, it's off. And that person's reported, because it shouldn't even be on there. It does society zero good, only harm, and it harms children, should be off. No reason for smut on the internet. That's my opinion. Oh, but more of this on the internet. A shovel guitar, 3 strings. That's all you need. And you can rock out too. With a shovel, some strings, and a couple of pickups. Yeah. Isn't that awesome? I bet I know how someone got that idea, because as you might know, the neck of a guitar, if it gets bumped or something, it can get loose and it's a hassle. So probably some guitar player had problems like that and then thought, geez, I wish I could have a guitar that would be so solid it would never do that. And he looks over at the shovel. Yeah, shovel. That's pretty solid. That's not going to break. That's pretty cool. That is cool. Justin Johnson. Justin Johnson. How do you like that? Oh, did you see this? It's meteorites in the sky. Look at that. Look at all those. Look at those. What are those? Meteor airplanes. I'm quite surprised NASA didn't know these meteorites were coming. Well, it's supposed to be a meteor shower. Maybe it's just a little late. Maybe it's just a little late. Oh, this is Senator Mullen, Mark Wayne Mullen. He's talking about his son. Listen to this story.
So my son was a really world-class athlete, and January 17th of 2020, which mind you was an election year, he had a really serious brain injury. Woke up 26 hours later and he's a different kid. We almost lost him. For 26 hours, he had extremely low pulse. There was a time they thought that they lost his pulse altogether. And when he woke up, he was just different. I mean, here you had a world-class athlete that wrestled all over the world since he was 12 years old, and he couldn't touch his nose. He couldn't walk without shuffling his feet. He had short-term memory loss. He couldn't control his muscles, couldn't add 5 + 3. He was in high school at that time, had to learn how to read, walk, everything. The president found out about it, and he gave me a call immediately. And one thing that the president joked about was, like, he said, let me get this straight. He doesn't know who you and Christy are, but he knew who I was, because the only question you got right is who the president was. And he said Trump, with this cocky grin on his face. And but the president didn't understand the severity of it, but he heard it in my voice, and immediately he went to work. I told him we had to get to Bakersfield, California, to the Center for Neural Skills, which is one of the best neural rehabilitation places in the world. And the president offered to send his plane, his personal plane. This is the president of the United States. And I said, sir, we can't fly. We got to drive. We get there, and he called almost every day for 2 weeks checking on Jim. And then he says, I'm going to come see him. And now this is the middle of the election. This is Bakersfield, California. Really not an area he's got to go campaign. He took the time to come up there and see Jim. And the center told us that the short-term memory loss something would trigger it. Some big event would eventually trigger where he'd start retaining stuff. Until then, he was still having issues. And the president arrived, and of course there was cameras and everybody around. And of course, none of the media ever talked about it, which was funny because the president called him on stage and talked to him. And then we went to the back, and the president didn't talk to me. He didn't know I was in. I mean, he didn't care if I was in the room. Here's a guy that's been over, and his tie is about as long as my son, because my son's it stunted his growth, and so he's 5'3" the rest of his life. And his team came to him twice and said, "Sir, we got to go. We got to go." On the third time they came over to him, he looked at him and he says, "Hey, I guarantee you that plane won't leave without me." For the next 15 minutes, he did nothing but love on my son. That one incident jogged his memory. And from then on, he started retaining things. And Jim's attitude went from this, we're going to get through it, to this, I'm going to get through it. And every week, if not most days, the president would call and ask how he could help. Ask how's his buddy doing? How's Jim doing? He didn't do it for publicity. He didn't do it for any show. He was running in one of the toughest elections he had been in, and the guy was still that concerned about my son. When we got released for a little bit, we had to go back. When we got released a little bit, the president said, "Come to Mar-a-Lago and see me." We go down there, and it's amazing. And when we're leaving, dang it, I hate getting emotional. See, if I talk about my kids, I get emotional. Other than that, you can't make me cry. But my kids can make me emotional.
That's actually a good thing.
Yeah. So anyways, he grabbed my son and he said, "Do you know why I love your dad? Do you know why I love your dad?" Chrissy tells the story better than I do. And he goes, "No, sir." He goes, "Because he loves you. Because of you. Because of you." Man, he didn't do it for any other reason. I mean, here's the president of the United States, and he did it just because he cared. And so when you want to say why he's a friend, yeah, we were acquaintances before that. We've been friends ever since.
The American people needed to hear that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ron Johnson was so cool. Just so beautiful. Look at this. The cops couldn't get the cow. They had to bring the real cowboys in.
Get him.
The cow.
Down him. Yes.
Got him.
Yes. Are you on there? You got him. Woohoo! That is awesome. Now get the hinds. Get the hinds. All right, get off the horse.
Not the horse. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Cow almost had freedom, but they caught him.
Get him. Stay on him. Yes.
First try. He's a good roping cowboy. How do you like that? A little bit of Western action for you there. Federal U.S. domain bot. Notice. Federal U.S. website newly registered. aliens.gov. So we were all trying to speculate what that could be. And here's that Bob Lazar thing again. Should we watch it again? We already watched it twice, once without. Oh, this is great. This is great. Wait a minute. We got to go to the beginning. This is so funny. Oh, from Blondie's. This is the hand sign for being abused. This is hilarious.
This is a symbol for being abused. If you ever feel like you're being abused, if you ever feel like you're being this is a symbol for being abused. If you ever feel like you're being abused, if you ever feel like you're being this is a symbol for being abused. If you ever feel like you're being abused,
watch that all day. Oh, gosh. Yeah. Isn't that amazing? The hubby back there suffering in silence. If you didn't believe him, you do now, because you saw her chasing him, ready to abuse him. Oh, just couldn't wait to abuse him. Okay, he's given the hand signal and everything. You'd think she would have seen that and went, "Oh, what's the matter, honey?" No. There you go. There you go. Oh, this is cool. A father sold his car to send his son to college. Years later, his son paid back. Pay him back with gratitude. Gave him a car. Isn't that oh, isn't that wonderful? So he sold his car to send his son to college, and years later, the son paid him back, gave him a car. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. Allie Carter, Epstein survivor, shares the truth about President Donald Trump. Let's listen to it.
Because no one knows why they hate Trump. No one. Everybody just knows that everybody else does. It's a trend. Does anybody know that he's the only man doing something about human trafficking survivors? No president has ever touched it before. Does anybody know that he's provided more jobs for the Black community than any president in history? Does anybody know that I don't give a shit, and it doesn't matter about anybody's tax-paying money, but do you know that he's actually brought up bodies, children that have been rescued? I've been posting in my story every day. Do you think that I would have posted something if I didn't know what I was talking about? Because no one knows why they hate Trump. No one. Everybody just... That's
a really good point. No one knows why they hate Trump. Ask them, they'll say, well, everything he's doing. They can't really say what it is. Look at this. Car painted with electroluminescent paint. Looks like something out of a Tron ride. Look at this. Look at that. That's crazy, huh? Pretty wild stuff. Look at that. How does that work? Electroluminescence. So it's got electricity wired to it, and it just activates it. Interesting. I like that. That's too cool for school. Statehood, President DJT, Carl, this guy here, Carl Kellerman. Let's bring this up. Oh, says, I find it hilarious that we don't know if he's talking about Cuba, Greenland, Canada, or somewhere else. Trolling A+, yes, statehood. What is he talking about? We've never had an entertaining wonderfully entertaining president like this. We are just... And here's a cloud buster. You got a cloud overhead that you don't want there. Call this guy and order one of his cloud busters. Look at this.
This is a demo video of the new cloud buster I made. It's a 3-core black iron oxide and brass, copper and quartz. All these have quartz in them. And then the 6 copper tubes with the single terminated clear quartz crystal in there. The scalar waves basically get generated and come out, I think, how they come out of these tubes like this. And go for this guy right here.
Look at this.
And basically I'm going to point it and erase. This is a fuller cloud than I normally do on these demos, but it's kind of cloudy out. The smaller ones are kind of few and far between. So this one's separated. So I like to do them when they're kind of on their own. It's already starting to break up.
Look at that. Isn't that fascinating?
I've made a couple of these now in different sizes. This is the biggest one I've made so far. I think there's a correlation to with size to area of effect. So the bigger ones seem to take out
Look at
a
that.
larger area more quickly.
It's going away.
Made small ones as well, and they seem to
Look at that.
work pretty good as well. This is going pretty quick here. And I finally got my phone to
It's crazy.
orientation. The orientation of the video is widescreen. So I finally got one that's widescreen. Thing's driving me crazy, but there's a little bit of that initial cloud right here that's left. Maybe some breaking up over here. And it took out a lot of that area too. All right, I'm going to record a new cloud buster video. This is one that I haven't completed yet. It's going to be one of the powered cloud busters that I do. I haven't done yet, but all the scalar waves are intact and they should be working. Let's see here. Just do a quick demonstration. I'm going to get that little guy right there, and hopefully he'll go real quick.
Yep.
I'm going to do the whole chain. There's 3 little clouds there. I'm going to get this one, and then I'll move up. And I just got a message from another eBayer. I think his name was Yes Indeed. He wanted to see if this works every time, so I'm just going to do another one real quick. I haven't done a cloudbuster video in a while, but so I'm going to do another one real quick. This is the first one's gone, the second one gone. Look at those guys. Look at all those roly-polies. They're everywhere. So that's those 3.
Darn.
A little bit left of the second 2, but it's probably going to be hard to see on video anyway. So I don't know. Those were pretty small clouds. It's not going to be as impressive as some of my other videos, but there you go. There's a demo of one of the cloud busters that I make. This is for really home use, but I'm going to do a demonstration of the scalar energy that's being emitted out of the end of this thing. This one's a powered device. I haven't hooked up the port yet, but well, here we go. Just for demo purposes, I'm going to do a small thing that's separated, so like that right there. Yeah, I'm just kind of aiming this and moving it around This one's thin, so hopefully it'll disappear pretty quick.
There it goes.
It's starting to
Jimmy.
go. You'll notice none of the other clouds are really changing at all. Just that one's going. So it's very focused. This is a healing device for your home more than for what I'm doing now. This is just a demonstration. It's just an easy way to show you the proof of the energy that's being emitted. This is about gone. You might not be able to see the rest of it on the camera anymore. I'm just doing this from my phone, so the camera's not that great, but there's a little bit left, but I doubt you can see it now. So there it is.
Isn't that wild? Carnivore says, I believe cloud busting disrupts the ions in the cloud. I wonder if it works on chemtrails, Jay Bying said. And then Cap78 Pax says, Jim Lee said tonight on Frank's show, I saw that too, that in a couple of weeks he's going to tell us what chemicals are made, chemtrails are made with. Yes. Ionization, yes. So apparently this is a healing device. He's just showing what it does to clouds to prove that it does something. I think it'd be nice to find like a solid white cloud and then just write something in it. Do it really slowly, each letter, and write something. That would be kind of cool. But, you know, and Lucid Heart said, why would you do this? Well, if you're experiencing flooding and clouds are moving in, you might want to get your cloud buster out and maybe disrupt that that little bit of nature coming your way there. But yeah, it's, you know, you really shouldn't mess with nature. I understand that, but sometimes, I mean, it's just amazing that it works. It's fascinating. It's absolutely fascinating. And look at this. Oh, this woman just beat cancer. Her car reads, "Last camo. I've beaten cancer. Honk." And people were honking. Let's listen to it.
Oh my life is changing every day in every possible way.
Isn't that beautiful?
Never quite as it seems. Never quite as it seems.
There she is.
I know I felt like this before. Now I'm feeling it even more. Because it clicked for me. But then I open up and see and falling here.
Everybody.
A different way to be.
That's amazing. Wow. Congratulations.
Impossible to ignore.
Isn't that wonderful? That is so heartwarming. Heartwarming. And look at this. Breaking, the alleged meteor that was spotted in Red Oak, Texas, appeared to operate as if it was an alien ship. Look at this thing turning and changing direction. Up and down. Look at this.
Like, what is that?
There it looks like a spaceship there. Look, it just dropped its. Who knows?
What the fuck? Just going up and down, all sorts of. Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Isn't that curious? Isn't that wild? I wonder what that is. Red Oak, Texas. Oh, I love this woman, says Mr. Star Spangled MAGA. All right. Let's listen to this from the top.
NN's Clarissa Ward says she's ashamed as an American that the Trump administration is posting these flashy videos celebrating successful military strikes. Are you ashamed, Sheila?
Hey, Clarissa, Iranian here, and on behalf of 90% of Iranians in Iran and 99% of the diaspora, pardon my language, but shut the F up and sit down, and all the other liberal white women like you can do the same.
NN's Clarissa Ward says she's ashamed as an American that
That's
the Trump
awesome.
administration...
That is awesome. Breaking Mitch the Glitch McConnell. Yes, Cocaine Mitch McConnell votes yes to advance the Save America Act in a deep red state. That's the only acceptable move. Now comes the real test. Final passage, no backing out. Get the 50 and let JD Vance finish it. Yeah. Yep. Oh, this is great. This is great. He pulls a name out of a hat and happens to be Pepe.
Nothing else. Now that you've announced that the U.S. has destroyed all of Iran's mine-laying ships, why can't the U.S. just immediately reopen the Strait of Hormuz?
Well, we could, but it takes two to tango. We have to get people to take their billion-dollar ship and drive it up. If when Pepe has his big sugar ships coming around and they cost $1 billion, and we say, I think it's okay now, Pepe, take your ship, drive it through the Strait of Hormuz. He may say, let me wait a little while, because it takes ship owners, and these ships are very expensive. They can cost up to $2 billion. So they don't want to take a chance that, gee, I think you'll be okay. They got to know it. So they don't have to set, we don't know if they even set any mines, but the thought that they may have is enough to keep people from saying, we don't need it. Now, we are pounding that area, that coast, as you know, left side. We're pounding it, like really pounding it hard. And again, they may have no mine set. We hit every one of their mine droppers. They call it the mine layers, right? The ships. They're pretty sophisticated ships. Every one of them is gone. But it only takes one. So it's a little unfair. You win a war, but they have no right to be doing what they're doing. But we're hitting them very hard. And today is a big day where we're pounding a certain area that has very much to do with the strait. And I think we'll get it going very soon. In addition, we do have other nations coming in. You need people to watch and people to see. We have other nations coming in. Yes, please.
Interesting. Pepe. He could have picked any name out of the hat. He picked Pepe. Oh, this is great. Oh, I wonder if she knows the Gerald. A Florida woman has been accused of entering a penguin enclosure to teach them to tap dance using a live alligator as her partner. Jacksonville, Florida Police Department stated she was also dressed as a pineapple. So you get dressed as a pineapple, you grab your dancing partner, which is a live alligator, you break in to the penguin enclosure, I'm assuming it's at a zoo, to try to teach them how to tap dance. That's a good story. Only in Jacksonville. At no point did I know what the next word would be. Right? I bet Gerald had something to do with it. Oh, this is classic. This is a very old clip, but it's such a classic. Epic clip vault. Yes.
Cow has the eat more chicken sign.
Eat more chicken.
Are those
No.
Are those two chickens?
The chickens have an issue with that. It's going to be a fight.
Oh my God. Oh, that's unreal. Oh, there's more cows. There's more cows.
Oh, look at all the feathers. This is not happening. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I can't believe this is happening right now.
Oh, yes. Internet gold, you might even say. Here's some more future internet gold. Look at this guy. How you fooling them until now?
Not real, not real. Hello.
Freaking
Not real, not real. Hello. Hello.
Now, I don't know if this is a real video or AI video, but it's the look on the real giraffe's face when the neck goes bent backwards. He's scared. He's probably gonna have nightmares about that. Oh, he's out of it. I'm out of here. Oh, look. Babylon B. Trump lures gay Ayatollah out of hiding with cardboard cutout of David Hasselhoff. Well, there it is. Didn't see that coming, did you? Oh, total meltdown. James Comey's life in ruins. Oh, good. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, I'd say. Unemployable, broke as HE double toothpicks, book flops harder than his career, agent dumps him like trash, publisher axes next deal, and his wife bolts with their 3-year-old son. Karma's hitting him like a freight train. James Comey, unemployable. We already just said that. Look at that. Karma came looking for James Comey, and it took what it wanted. He's such a poor excuse for a guy. And if his name is Comey, how come he's not combing his hair constantly? There's his first mistake right there. Elon Musk single-handedly saved free speech in America. MSNBC is done. 60 Minutes is done. New York Times is done. Washington Post is done. Associated Press is done. Thanks to Elon Musk buying X, an independent journalist in a hoodie exposed California fraud. I support Nick Shirley. Surely do. Oh, here's another internet gold. This is fabulous. This is amazing. 19 years ago, a high school basketball coach put his team manager into a game for the final 4 minutes. The kid had never played a single minute of competitive basketball in his life. He scored 20 points. Jason McElwain was diagnosed with severe autism at age 2. This is great. I'm sure you might even remember it. It's classic. I love it.
But hard practice tomorrow, all hour and a half, and let's get ready for Arcadia. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 2. Because he has been so devoted to the team, for the last game of the season, Coach Johnson decided to let Jason actually suit up. Not to play necessarily, just to let him feel what it's like to wear a jersey.
At least that was the plan. But with 4 minutes to go in last week's game, Coach Johnson stood up and pointed to number 52, Jason McElwain. After years of fetching water and toweling off other people's sweat, Jason was actually in a game. His first shot was a 20-footer from the right baseline.
Was it close? Did you almost make it?
I just airballed it.
I'm like, just, dear God, please, let's just get him a basket.
His second shot missed too, but the third was a charm. A 3-point no-doubter. And Jason wasn't done yet. Not by a long shot.
If I wasn't there to witness it, I wouldn't have believed it, you know.
You caught fire.
I just caught fire. I was hot as a pistol.
Jason ended up shooting 6 3-pointers. One right after the other.
Wow.
He had 20 points total, and each time a shot went in, his teammates and the crowd went a little crazier. His last basket, right at the buzzer, created total mayhem. Because he is autistic, Jason says he's used to feeling different, but never this different. never this wonderful. Steve
Wow.
Hartman, CBS News, Rochester, New York.
Wow. What a feel-good story that is. I just love it. Judge Eileen Cannon will allow Trump's defamation case against Adam Kinzinger to go forward, according to sources close to the family. He paid witnesses to perjure themselves, all to smear a man he knew would never go to trial. Cannon wrote in her decision, the plaintiff is afforded his just due and proceedings will move forward. Yes, Kinzinger stands to lose everything he owns and then some. Oh, good. Loser. Lahu Zahar. We're not gonna. That's a depressing story. We're not gonna watch it. This is great. Watch this.
Excuse me, Buck. Hey, hi. Can you stop eating my holiday arrangement? You back off, buddy. Okay, Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho. No, no. Stop. No.
Just takes off.
Excuse me, Buck.
Excuse me, Buck.
Hey, hi. Can you stop eating my holiday arrangement?
It's so good. Oh, here's another heartwarming story. Keanu Reeves. Listen to this. This young fan.
I'm such a big fan.
What's your name?
Noah. My name is Noah.
Hi, Noah. I'm Keanu.
You're probably my favorite actor in the whole world.
Oh my gosh,
You're the
Noah,
best.
thank you. Did you see Duke Kaboom in Toy Story 4?
Yeah, he's my favorite character.
Canada's greatest stuntman. Well, I'm glad you liked it. I really liked playing it.
I'm such a big fan.
What's your name?
Noah. My name is Noah.
Hi, Noah. I'm Keanu.
You're probably my favorite actor in the whole world.
Oh my.
Isn't that sweet? He's a nice guy. This is interesting.
A young Israeli woman with direct ties to the highest levels of government has been found dead. Officials are calling it non-suspicious. But this story is explosive. Shoshana Strzok was a daughter of a powerful member of Netanyahu's cabinet, raised inside the system until she chose to expose it. Months ago, she came forward with bombshell allegations that, as a child of a powerful Israeli political family, she was trafficked through a hidden network of elite abusers protected by money, influence, and power. Then she went further. She confirmed that Jeffrey Epstein isn't dead, that his death was staged and he was expatriated to Israel, that he was an intelligence asset, that he's still operating in the shadows, moving among the same powerful circles she said destroyed her childhood. On Sunday, she was found dead in very suspicious circumstances. If this was meant to silence her, it backfired because the elite are getting desperate and they're making sloppy mistakes. And sloppy cover-ups don't hide the truth, they expose it. Before we dive in, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and join the People's Voice.
Well, there you go. That's interesting.
NASA saying, well, we don't have just the lying that goes on within these departments. You know, NASA saying, well, we don't have anything. We haven't studied this or whatever. And I've been in meetings with them where they've told me they've studied it. And so, and they have stuff that's classified that they can't share with the public. And so, yeah, I think it's a big cover up. I think there's too many directions that it's going. I spoke to the president about it the other morning, a little bit about it, about, you know, just being forthcoming and bringing the stuff out. And the problem is that you've got this arrogance within government. These people are so above the law on everything that they think that we're not fit to handle it. Our colleague from down in Florida, Moskowitz, he asked the question, you know, he said, I don't think the government has the right to tell me what I cannot be afraid of. And so, yeah, but I'm very much afraid of these.
How did President Trump react to your urging?
I don't think he, I don't want to say he didn't grasp the humongousness of it or whatever you want to call it. But I think he was on a lot of other things at that time, Matt. I think we've got to get him close, and we got to have a 5-minute conversation with him and just have the questions that he needs to ask. Because when I was in a meeting this year and I was told that the president was on a need-to-know basis on some of this information, I thought, man, y'all don't know Donald Trump like I know him, and a few of us know him, because that's not going to sit well with him.
Yeah.
When I told him that, he goes, "What does that mean?" And I said, "Well, just that they're just completely arrogant, and that they don't think you should have that information." So I would hope that would light that fire under him. But I know there's a lot of things going on in the Middle East and other places that he's trying to tackle, right?
Yeah. Wow. More Nick Shirley. Oh, this is good. Who did this? Look at this. This is hilarious.
We have breaking news for you this evening. It appears that Ayatollah Mustafa Khamenei, Iran's new supreme leader, is gay. This comes after his internet search history was leaked to the press, which shows he was Googling things like how to come out of the closet in Iran without being thrown off a roof, or how to watch Brokeback Mountain in Iran without getting caught by my father's Iranian Revolutionary Guard, or even things like, is that cute American gay guy Pete Buttigieg single? Anyway, oil prices...
Oh no. Uh-oh, here comes Buttigieg. God. Oh my God. That's funny. To say that he's gay, to turn the people on him, that's hilarious. Whether he is or not, I don't know. Well, folks, I think we're going to after this, we're going to be packing it in. And thank you all for coming along. But let's just watch this last.
The premier scientists on planet Earth right now, this collider and these beings that they're in communication with. So we're talking about the premier scientists on planet Earth right now, who are actively engaged, according to their own words, communicating with something with a personality, in their own words, from another dimension, and that's the purpose of the collider. I mean, people need to understand this is not science fiction. This is fact.
That's correct. What I write about in my novels,
right?
I place a storyline that is embedded with science fact. Everything that I present publicly in the books, public speaking, is all drawn from their own scientific journals and white papers. And then I'm able to see what they're doing. Not just extrapolate, but see in real time what it is they're doing. Not a future agenda, but what they're doing right now today. The imminency of what they intend to do, which is opening this gateway. And understand that the world of science in terms of particle physics also overlaps into DNA, into biology.
Yes.
There's a multifaceted, multi-level agenda at play, not just with CERN, but it's proof of concept feeder labs around the world that feed into CERN. So we are talking about change.
Isn't that scary? Yeah. All right. Well, thank you all for coming along on this quest for truth, because you're the truth questers. And why do we do this? Because we're just downrange of strange, where the outrageous is contagious and the paranormal is the new normal. So keep your cameras pointed to the skies so you can take a picture of that crazy UFO. Come on to the Truth Quest and talk all about it. Won't that be nice? Oh, yes. Well, I will wish you a fine evening, and we'll see you on Friday. Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Thank you so much. And until Friday, peace in. And thank you very much. Don't forget to like and share. You guys rock because you're the Truth Questers. Peace in. World peace, baby. Yeah.